Hi everyone, my name is Erin Marchiello and I'm the Senior Director of Research and Training at the Rheumatology Research Foundation. Thanks for taking some time out of your day today to learn more about the Foundation's peer review process. On this webinar, I'll tell you a little bit more about the Foundation and our Career Development Research Awards. I'll also talk about the Foundation's peer review process, and finally, I'll walk you through our online grants management system. The mission of the Rheumatology Research Foundation is to advance research and training to improve the health of people with rheumatic diseases. The foundation was established in 1985, with our first grants being awarded in 1991. Since then, we've invested over $143 million directly back into the mission of research and training. For our current fiscal year, which just started on July 1st, we've committed over $10 million to support education and training, career development, and innovative research. You can see on this slide that we strive to maintain a nice balance between our programs focused on workforce development and those focused on research. The Foundation has an extensive awards portfolio that has opportunities for individuals targeted to every level of their career. Today we're going to talk about our Career Development Research Awards that are targeted more to an early career investigator. The two awards that you're going to be reviewing are the Scientist Development Award and the Investigator Award. So what is the Scientist Development Award? The Foundation recognizes the need for support for individuals in the early stages of their career, or those without significant prior research experience. The Scientist Development Award encourages early career rheumatologists and rheumatology health professionals to pursue innovative research ideas. This award lasts up to 3 years and provides up to $225,000 in funding. We encourage all of our peer reviewers to take a look at the Scientist Development Award request for application prior to starting your reviews. The RFA can be found on the Foundation's website under the Awards and Grants tab, and we'll also send it out to you as a reference via email. You'll also be reviewing applications for our Investigator Award. The Investigator Award supports junior investigators conducting innovative research as they establish themselves as independent investigators. This award provides $375,000 for 3 years. And again, we encourage all peer reviewers to take a look at the Investigator Award request for application prior to starting your reviews. Next, I want to take a little bit of time to talk about the Foundation's peer review process and your role as a peer reviewer. The Foundation currently manages 7 separate peer review study sections, and this represents 10 review cycles annually. Every year, the Foundation receives about 300 award applications. These are reviewed by about 80 volunteer peer reviewers such as yourself and represents around 400 written critiques. There are 2 study sections that support Career Development Research Awards. The first is our Basic Science Study section, which is chaired by Dr. Agarwal from Baylor College of Medicine, and the second is our Translational Clinical Study section, which is chaired by Dr. Rigby from Dartmouth College. Our peer review process includes multiple steps. Applications for these awards were submitted on July 1st of this year. Once submitted, they went through a period of administrative review by staff. During this administrative review, we check the applications to ensure that it's an eligible candidate that's applying for the award, and then also check the application for completeness. At this time, there's no review of content. We just make sure that all the appropriate pieces of the application are there for you to review. All reviewers filled out their complex areas of expertise. Thank you all for doing that. This is what was used by your study section chair to make reviewer assignments. Right now, we're in the phase of independent review. We'll discuss this shortly, and we'll also discuss the face-to-face meetings shortly. After all applications have been reviewed by peer review study sections, your recommendations will be forwarded to the Foundation's Scientific Advisory Council. The Council will review recommendations from both of the study sections and then make an informed recommendation for funding to the Foundation's Board of Directors. The board will vote on these awards in November. Our goal is to get award notifications out by December 1st, and then new awardees will begin at the beginning of our new fiscal year in July 2017. I wanted to talk a little bit about the review criteria for both of these awards, and it can be found on page 3 of both RFAs. The first thing that we ask you to look at is the relevance of the proposal to the Foundation's mission, which is to improve the health of people with rheumatic disease. Next, we ask you to look at the proposed project's scientific merit, the appropriateness of the project as a mechanism for developing the applicant into an independent investigator. Next, we ask you to see if the environment in which the training will be conducted, specifically the mentor, the unit, the available facilities, and the potential for meaningful interaction. The applicant's background, training, and potential to develop into a productive research scientist. The institutional commitment to provide protected time for research and continued education. And finally, is there a strong methods section with clear statistical and power analyses where appropriate? And again, all of these can be found on page 3 of your RFA. The Foundation utilizes the same scoring scale as the National Institutes of Health. You will assign each application an impact score ranging from 1, which is the best, to 9. We ask that you only use whole numbers while rating your application. We recommend using this scoring cheat sheet to refer to while assigning your final impact scores. And again, we'll send this out for you to have as a resource via email. Here are some helpful hints to be reminded of as it relates to scoring and writing critiques for your assigned applications. Again, we ask you to utilize the entire scale of 1 through 9 and use only whole numbers. Please write critiques for each review criteria category. When writing your critiques, we ask you to keep all of the following in mind. The applicants are going to receive your critiques verbatim. When they receive them, they'll be blinded, so they won't know who the reviewer was. Please make sure that your critiques summarize both the strengths and the weaknesses and provide constructive feedback. For example, a comment noting something like, the methods of this application aren't strong does not provide the applicant with the constructive feedback that they are often seeking. Please do not make statements within your critique stating whether or not you think the applicant should or should not receive funding. The Foundation utilizes an online grants management system called WizeHive. You will have the ability to review all of your assigned applications within a private WizeHive portal. You will also rate and critique the applications in the same portal. You were sent a WizeHive user guide via email. The guide provides step-by-step instructions using pictures and instructions on everything from logging onto the WizeHive system all the way through submitting your reviews. The following are a few helpful hints when working in the WizeHive system. The first is that the user guide is going to be your best friend. It breaks down every single step of the process and provides a lot of helpful hints to make your review process as efficient as possible. Please do not change your assigned password for WizeHive. If it's changed, staff can't help you recover the password that you switched it to, and we also have trouble troubleshooting any problems that you might encounter within the system. And if you have a question, always feel free to reach out to the Awards and Grants Director, Damian Smalls, or any other Foundation Awards and Grants staff, and we'll be happy to help you. Finally, I wanted to quickly address what will happen at the face-to-face meeting. We'll start the meeting by reviewing a triage list. Triage grants are typically those that have preliminary scores that would place them out of the fundable range. Each reviewer will be given the opportunity to rescue any applications they believe may benefit from group discussion. Next, we'll review each application in alphabetical order. The primary reviewer will open the discussion by introducing the application to the group and stating their preliminary score. They'll provide a brief summary of the application and highlight its major strengths and weaknesses. The secondary reviewer will then add in any additional information that they think might benefit the group. After brief summaries from both the primary and secondary reviewer, we'll open up the application for group discussion. At the end of the discussion, each reviewer will submit an impact score electronically. At the end of the meeting, we'll review the final slate in rank order. The group will confirm that they're comfortable with the way that the slate looks and will make recommendations on where they believe the funding line should be drawn. These recommendations will then be forwarded to the Foundation Scientific Advisory Council. And finally, just a couple of final reminders. All aspects of the Foundation's peer review process are to remain completely confidential. This includes disclosing information regarding who has applied, components of their application, the discussion during the review, assigned scores, and rank. You'll be asked to sign a confidentiality disclosure at the beginning of the face-to-face review meeting. This is the timeline for your peer review. If you need a reminder of any of these important dates, you can always consult the first page of your WizeHive user guide. We'll provide hotel and logistical information via email prior to the review meeting. You'll receive an email hotel confirmation directly from your hotel about 1 to 2 weeks prior to your review meeting. And in order for the Foundation to be able to reimburse you for all of your travel costs, we ask that you please keep all original receipts to submit to us. We'll provide you with a reimbursement form on site, and we'll also provide you with a copy electronically after the review meeting. Thank you all so much for serving as peer reviewers. Your work really helps us to achieve our mission of advancing research and training to improve the health of people with rheumatic diseases. If you have any questions throughout the peer review process, do not hesitate to reach out to Damien, Kristen, or myself. Thank you so much, and we're looking forward to seeing you in Atlanta.